felt the embrace of pins and needles as a body pressed against mine. It seemed to be made of iron filings, millions of them, detached, free-moving, yet somehow magnetically drawn together into the shape of a man. I would never see it, but this was the image that developed in my head as the arms gathered me. Dear God, was it spooning me? For the first time in a long while, I felt cherished and safe. Tears blurred my eyes. I was exhausted, demoralized, struggling to finish a novel. The renovation work had caused so much antipathy between Mac and me that we'd barely been speaking, let alone spooning. I sighed. The arms tightened in response, as if aware of the comfort they were giving. My every muscle loosened. Again the arms tightened, the iron filings moving fluidly into the gap left by my exhalation. I pushed out against my diaphragm, but once again, as my lungs deflated, the space was stolen from me. I began to panic. Whatever this thing was, it was not benign. I tried to call out, but no sound came. I strained to break free, but found I could no longer move my arms or legs. Soon, I could no longer breathe. Pressure rose in my chest, but just as my mind started to close, I saw a memory, flickering like a pinprick of light through the darkness. I'd experienced something like this once before, during the delivery of my first child by caesarean. Something had gone wrong while they were stitching me up, and the pressure had built, culminating in a tremendous burst of pain in my heart. Simultaneously, I'd heard the beep of the monitor flatlining. As medics pounced, some misplaced survival instinct told me they were trying to kill me, and I'd fought them with the last of my strength. Now, I did the same, mustering something internal, something almost telekinetic. My limbs spasmed. I felt the violent throwback of an explosion, and suddenly, I was free. In the bathroom, I splashed cold water onto my face. I've always suffered from nightmares. I can't tell you the multitude of ways I've watched my family being dispatched to their graves over the years. My brother hanging from the mouths of monsters, a faceless woman leading my mother away, my son waving at me, then turning to jump to his death down a bottomless black hole. Nor am I merely a spectator at the horror show of my subconscious. My hands have been chewed off by creatures of the deep, my eyes prized from their sockets by gelatinous fingers. In one of my cheerier recurring dreams, I am forced to walk down a narrow corridor whose walls are a pulsing lattice of serpents, some oily and brown, others speckled and wickedly fluorescent, all with tongues that flick out as I pass. As if in a video game whose next level is unattainable, I am invariably struck before I reach safety. Something grisly in childhood is supposed to account for adult phobias. My mother grew up in Africa, and certainly her stories of being chased across the plains by the black mamba were the stuff of bedtime legend. Closer to home, I remember running barefoot through the long grass at my grandmother's house and seeing the coils of mating grass snakes below me. In one airborne second, I managed to adjust my trajectory. Grass snakes are harmless, amiable creatures. Nevertheless, I later felt sick at how close I'd come to landing on that foul, writhing mass. Further back still, there had been a strange incident at the Bronx Zoo. A cobra, demented by captivity, had repeatedly bashed itself against the glass of its enclosure. Even as my mother tried to pull me away, I'd